Last time we talked about how this creature came to be. This week you'll hear stories about how entire towns were plagued, secret research facilities, and what happens when mass hysteria turns deadly. Join me as we continue our tale about the Jersey Devil. Welcome back. If you are just now joining us, this is our brand new series, DIY or Die, episode number 2 for the Jersey Devil. So this series, DIY or Die, is a little segment where I not only share cool stories about hauntings, horror, murder, and mysteries, but we do some crafts or DIYs related to the subject at hand. You can find details on all of our DIYs in the description box below. We will be referencing some information divulged in our previous Jersey Devil video, which is also linked possibly here. Still, it's not imperative, so live like a renegade if you will, and continue to join us as we travel along our journey on how the Jersey Devil came to be and some potential new recent findings. Last time, we discussed the origin story of the Jersey Devil and how it came to be. But this week, I wanted to share with you some of the more disturbing details of the Jersey Devil, some more of the recent information, and some of the stuff that we really haven't touched base on yet. I want to discuss sightings with you guys. I also was thinking maybe like a bestiary, a codex, or something like that might be pertinent to the information that we are gathering over the course of this DIY or die process. I'm thinking paper crafts this time around. Thinking maybe like a little Jersey Devil spread with some stamps, some drawing. I will leave all of the products down below for you because there's probably going to be quite a few. Let me know in the comments if you have an idea for what this book is going to be named. Sometimes I'm really imaginative and sometimes I'm not. Either way, we're going to log our findings in this book and we can reference them at a later date whenever we need to. So without further ado, let's go. Sightings. There have been countless amounts of people who have claimed to lay eyes on the Jersey Devil. Stories date back for centuries about this creature, most of them being detailed encounters where he's terrorized not only individuals, but entire towns and cities, even multiple in the same week. Well, let's rewind all the way back to the 1800s and meet a man by the name of Stephen Decatur. A United States naval officer and Commodore, Stephen quickly rose the ranks of the Navy and became one of the youngest and most well-renowned captains of his time. He was even on the $20 bill before being phased out for James Garfield in 1882. On a visit to Burlington Iron Works, a cannonball company, it is said that Stephen was testing out cannons on a firing range when he spotted a very strange, very large creature in the sky. As most men with a cannon would do, he aimed, fired, and somehow struck the creature. However, according to his accounts, the creature was unfazed and flew away before he could take another shot. Not long before Decatur's visit to Burlington, it is said that the screams could be heard from the Pine Barrens, and local livestock from the area were going missing or being found dead in their stables and pens. Farmers were warned to start up a night watch, as too many animals were disappearing from the area. Another person of note who claimed to have crossed the Jersey Devil's path was Joseph Bonaparte, Napoleon Bonaparte's brother. I wonder if he ever hated being referred to as Napoleon's brother. I would have hated it. Anyway, Joseph moved to Bordentown, New Jersey in the mid to late 1800s and took up residence in a home called Point Breeze. At Point Breeze, Bonaparte entertained many of the leading intellectuals and politicians of his day. Along with entertaining aristocrats, Joseph also loved to hunt, and the Pine Barrens were the perfect place to perform this pastime. Was a lot of peas. One day, Bonaparte was hunkered down in the woods near his home when he discovered strange tracks. At first, he assumed that what he saw were donkey tracks or perhaps deer, but the problem was there were only 2 prints, not 4. One of them even looked larger than the other. Befuddled, Joseph turned to leave the woods, only to find himself face to face with a creature he had never seen the likes of before. According to Bonaparte, the creature had thin hind legs and flew away before he could shoot it. Later that evening, Joseph told his wild tale to his cohorts and was met with congratulations, as they told him he had just stumbled upon the Jersey Devil. Sure, 2 men of high stature can tell tall tales and claim to have come across a wild, legendary beast in the woods. But is that enough to bring the Jersey Devil to life? Hardly. Then, phenomenal week happened. In the 1890s, sightings of the Jersey Devil began to make the papers. More and more encounters were recorded as time passed. Then, on Saturday, January 16, 1909, a creature was spotted flying around Woodbury, New Jersey. Later that same day, in Bristol, Pennsylvania, patrol officer James Sackville saw the creature and attempted to shoot it, but it flew away unfazed. I'm starting to wonder if the Jersey Devil is bulletproof, or if people just have really bad aim. On Sunday, citizens of Burlington, White City, and Gloucester, New Jersey awoke to a shrill, unearthly scream and found unusual tracks in the snow from the night before. One family urged the police to bring their dogs to hunt the scent, but the dogs refused. Over the next couple of days, sightings of a large, winged creature were reported all throughout the state. Wednesday, as encounters of the New Jersey Devil began to skyrocket, accounts began to develop of something attacking household pets and livestock. Volunteer hunting parties were formed. Schools began to close for fear of children being harmed in some way because of this creature. Workers were staying home. By Thursday, sightings were even being recorded as far away as Delaware and Western Maryland. That very evening, events escalated when the New Jersey Devil reportedly attacked a trolley car in Haddon Heights, New Jersey, prompting the township to place armed guards upon the trolleys for protection. The same evening, the beast was spotted circling the Black Hawk Social Club, where firemen turned a hose on the creature to chase it off. After Phenomenal Week, vigilante groups started to form as they started to hunt the Jersey Devil throughout New Jersey, throughout Delaware, throughout all of these places. They went on the countrysides, through the Pine Barrens, everywhere, trying to hunt for this creature. Nobody was able to find it. Not a trace. Nothing. So, over 100 years have passed since Phenomenal Week, giving the Jersey Devil probably one of its most infamous instances to date. This is one of those few documented times within modern times that something paranormal has sparked mass panic. And you've got other instances. I mean, there's obviously other cryptids and stuff, which we will not name today. Many heavily debate what was actually seen. Theories offered range from misidentified local animal, such as like a snow crane or a moose bat, other various creatures. Horned owls, I think, are on that list. And others really think that it was something supernatural, some going so far as even to say that it was a demon. Later, in the year 1909, a significant sighting occurred, one that dampened the hysteria for the centuries-old creature. An electric railroad worker saw the Jersey Devil fly into one of the overhead electrical wires that exploded the metal tracks directly beneath. He watched the creature fall to the ground. However, when he and the other workers raced over to see what actually hit the electrical wires, no body was found. This story reaches locals, and it seemed to put their mind at ease about the monster of the Pine Barrens. Less and less sightings were reported, and fear began to dissipate among the communities for years. Then, in 1957, a group of hunters found a partial animal corpse in the Pine Barrens. A mangled collection of feathers, mammal bones, and long hind legs were found deep in the woods and looked to have been scorched as if the creature had been badly burned. Despite all that had occurred in the past, the sightings of the devil continued on. There had been over 200 sightings in just the last 20 years alone. 1979, a woman sees what she believes to be a mini horse with glowing eyes dart across the road in front of her car. In the mid-80s, teens claimed to see a tall, hairy creature with wings that turned to scream at them before flying away. A German Shepherd was attacked in 1987 near Vinland, New Jersey. The only evidence found were hoof prints near the area. Other sightings happened in the 90s, even as recently as 2015. A golfer watched what he thought was a llama with wings take flight over the golf course. He took video. There's pictures, and it is currently being passed around as some of the most viable evidence against the Jersey Devil. I say it's interesting. I say it's a little debatable, but flying llamas equal Jersey Devil potentially. We'll see. Let's talk about another theory that I have, though, and that I think some other people have too. There's this place called Plum Island. It's not too far from the Pine Barrens. Plum Island is an island in which the Animal Disease Center resides. In 2008, a woman reported a sighting along the shore of the Ditch Plains, a popular beach near the area. What they found looked to be the remains of an unknown creature, one that some claimed was the Jersey Devil himself. This creature also became known by another name, the Montauk Monster, by locals in the area. He even ended up on national news. It was believed that this creature was potentially a mutant creature that was created by the Animal Disease Center on Plum Island. That's no joke. That's not a flying llama, my friends. The Animal Disease Control Center denied these claims. However, the remains of the creature mysteriously disappeared shortly after being found. As for the woman that found it, she too has been difficult to contact. Okay, so we've established that hundreds, if not thousands of people have actually claimed to see the Jersey Devil. There has to be some truth in that. Flying llamas or not, okay? After all, only 14% of all species on Earth have been discovered. Still, that begs to question, is the Jersey Devil like 200 years old? Is that even a possibility? I mean, I know there are like species of mollusk and like other creatures that can live, like I think there's whales that can live well over a century. But is it possible that like there might be even more than one Jersey Devil? Multiple? Has it procreated? Is there a Jersey Devil lineage? I mean, if there's a possibility for mollusks and whales and other various creatures to live for extended periods of time, why not the Jersey Devil? Is it possible that the Jersey Devil isn't actually a devil, but more likely another creature, possibly prehistoric even? Some people to this day still claim to see pterodactyls all over the US, and there is a possibility that they were abundant in the New Jersey area during their reign. Or maybe instead it's something less outlandish and more like a large owl that's native to the area. Regardless, something strange is happening in New Jersey. If it's a folktale inspired by a feud, then why are people still seeing this thing in 1995? In 2015 even? Some say the answer to that question is a phenomenon called mass motor hysteria. Someone suffers physical symptoms without having a real illness or biological cause. Mass motor hysteria happens when entire communities are affected by an ongoing stressor like repression. People will show strange tics, and not just one person either. Whole communities will begin to exhibit strange behavior. One of the most interesting examples of this was the dancing plague of 1518 that happened to a group of people in Strasbourg, France. More than 400 people began to dance until they died. Until they died! Collective anxiety about religion can also cause mass hysteria. It's said that the residents of the Pine Barrens suffer from collective delusion, as they are a small community without much social power to consider. But in what way is that less scary? People get excited and concerned about things that aren't necessarily dangerous, giving way to a more menacing context to their fixations. Maybe there is a reason for people to fear the Pine Barrens. Maybe there is really a reason for us to fear going beyond those trees. Oh, well, looks like it's outro time already. I hope you enjoyed this two-part series on the Jersey Devil. I certainly enjoyed researching it. I had fun doing our DIY. If you had a good time hanging out, make sure you subscribe and like this video. There will be a new upload hopefully every week. I'm back on my game. Let's keep it rolling with equally as enticing content as you saw here today. If you have any ideas on any creatures, haunts, or horrors that you would like to see next, or any DIYs that you want to see, make sure you leave them down in the comments below. I would love to see what you guys are interested in. And as always, thanks for doing spooky stuff with me. I'll see you next time. Bye. Jersey Devil? Is that you? Luna, why are you so noisy? Jersey Devil. Are you sleeping? In this economy?